Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Ann Arbor Beat. I'm Rebecca, and we have some pretty cool guests for you today. Coming all the way from North Campus, we have Andrew Plaisir and Anita Dumar, a cellist and a violinist from the music school. We'll learn a little about their experience as musicians and then get ready for a live studio performance. But first, let's head over to Kelsey to talk about what cool events are taking place on campus.
We have been on campus for about 3 weeks now and there are so many events coming up. 10 Days Old is an Ann Arbor-based pop-punk band that just released their debut album, Not Lost, Not Found, on September 8th. If you're an old fan of Paramore or Blink-182, check it out. What the Sound is putting on several upcoming showcases of local talent at the Blind Pig. The first is on Friday, September 16th, and features local hip-hop talent including the rappers Munch, Isaac Castor, Broccoli, and Dude Madison, and the band Awkward Theory. The second will focus on singer-songwriter and features talent such as Cooper Onset, The Gravity Club, Nathan K, Xander Michigan, and Anuvora. This will take place on October 7th. 907 Lincoln, formerly known as Metal Frat, will be featuring a wide array of local talent and supporting of touring punk band Sneeze in Boston, indie rock band Seahome, folk group Great Expectations, and new hip-hop project Mount Empress, which features members of electronic duo Two-Faced, and will be performing This Is Not One That You Want to Miss. Books on Tape, a Detroit-based rock band featuring UMich students, has finally finished their first full-length album and will be releasing it in October. They plan on having an album release show in Ann Arbor, so look out for an announcement coming soon. There will be several open mic nights in Ann Arbor hosted by various student orgs over the next couple of weeks. On September 20th, 907 Lincoln will be hosting an open mic to benefit the Kids with Brain Tumor Cure Foundation. Empty Mug Records, a student-run record label, will be hosting their first open mic night of the year on September 23rd at Pat Billy's on State Street. Finally, Music Matters will be hosting an open mic at Carytown Concert House on October 4th. Come out to any of these if you want to see up-and-coming local talent or maybe even show off your own. Chance the Rapper is coming to Detroit on September 25th. He is set to perform in the Fox Theater. Tickets are sold out on his website but can be found on websites such as StubHub, but move fast because they are going quick. According to Billboard.com, Chance just announced that he will be partnering with NAACP in order to give the concert goers the opportunity to register to vote at the show. This is a concert that you definitely don't want to miss. If there are any other events, showcases, or auditions you would like to let us know, email the Ann Arbor Beat at umich.edu.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hey, I'm Tyler Perry. Do you know what hunger in America looks like? Well, it has many faces, and 15 million of those belong to children. Yet billions of pounds of food go to waste each year, and this is unacceptable. You can be a part of the solution. Join us in supporting the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks, which rescues our surplus foods and provides meals to many families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org today. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Hi there, I'm here with Anita Dumar, violinist and junior at the University of Michigan. Anita, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I was born in France, raised in Pennsylvania, and I went to high school in Oklahoma. where I studied violin with the concertmaster of the OKC Phil and professor at the University of Oklahoma. But I started when I was 4 years old. My mom was an amateur violinist, and she inspired me to start that instrument. I've always looked up to her, and when I was 3 years old, I actually asked her to start, but she was like, no, you're too young. So I picked up book, pencil, and just like fork, spoon, and just played around for a year until she let me pick it up at age 4. And
wow.
Yeah.
So when was your first performance?
So I was very shy as a child, and I did not want to perform. My mom used to go to the retirement center and put on little performances, and then she said, when you're 7 years old, you're gonna have to perform there. And at the time I was 5 or something. I was like, oh, it's a long time away. But then when I got to be 7, I just remember being like, oh, I gotta perform now. So that was my first performance. I remember in a retirement community.
So what's your approach to performing on stage now, after doing it for over 10 years?
So obviously performances are very nerve-wracking, and it's always everything. So many things can go wrong. In the heat of the moment, it's nerves. But I try to put myself in the mind of the audience, because I know when I'm an audience member, I'm not sitting there looking for mistakes or looking to critique. I'm looking to have an enjoyable overall experience. So I try to remember that side of things when I'm on stage and I'm stressing out about everything that no one else is. So
and also you're so advanced that if you made a mistake, we'd be like, oh, that was part of it. It's fine.
Hopefully the audience is forgiving. Yeah. Most of my teachers in the audience.
Yeah. So what music are you working on right now?
So right now I'm working on a little showpiece by Tchaikovsky called Waltz Scherzo. And then I'm also working on the Sibelius Violin Concerto, as well as a couple Bach pieces.
Oh, that's so interesting. And where do you see yourself in the future?
So hopefully I one day will be a professor of violin at the college level. So that's my goal. I want to get a doctorate and then be able to teach violin at the college level.
Do you know where you want to get your doctorate?
Honestly, University of Michigan would be ideal if I were to be able to get into that program. I have some time to think about it, but looking at the moment, I think obviously this is a great school. This would be a great place to continue.
Yeah. Would you consider teaching here?
Oh God. I mean, I love Ann Arbor. I love University of Michigan. I love everything about it. I feel like this place is more home to me now than any other place. And so, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So you mentioned how important your mom was to you, but who else or what else are your biggest influences as an artist?
At this point, I would definitely have to say my #1 greatest influence is my violin professor here, Danielle Berlin. She's young, she's vibrant, she's an amazing violinist, and she's an amazing teacher. And right now, she really is my role model. I really hope to be half as great as she is someday. She's incredible. So.
And you've only worked with the one professor?
I mainly study with her. I have played for other violin professors, throughout the course of time, but she is my main violin professor.
Okay, that's so interesting. That's so different than most courses of study.
Yeah.
That you have one main person.
Yeah.
But that's so amazing because they can watch you grow over the course of 4 years.
Yeah. You definitely develop a bond with your teacher.
Mm-hmm. So what constitutes a good live performance for you?
It's always difficult because the performer is generally harder on themselves.
Right.
But I would think a good live performance would be where the audience is able to really engage and feel connected to the person on stage, and to really have the experience that the performer is trying to present. And obviously you want things to be executed as perfectly as possible as well. But I think the main thing is that you've put your best out there.
Mm-hmm. So besides classical music, what do you like to listen to?
I like to listen to various different things. I like a lot of EDM, like just walking around, EDM. I like Kanye. I like Kendrick Lamar. So I like some hip hop too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I listen to a lot of different stuff, not just classical.
That's really cool. Would you be able to translate that to the violin, or is that out of the question?
I feel like I've been so strictly classically trained on the violin that sometimes it's difficult for me to take the violin and try to do other, genres. But I'm taking a jazz theory class for the first time this semester, so maybe dabble into jazz, who knows? But it's all very different, so
yeah.
Sometimes it's
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're really looking forward to your performance. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're so excited. Thanks. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for that. That was incredible. Yeah. So, Anita, you will be performing that piece at the String Department Student Showcase.
Yes.
Right? And that is 3 on Thursday or Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Brighton Hall.
Britton Hall, yeah.
Britton Hall, sure. Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
so
thank you
much.
so much for being on our program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better.
Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I'm Ann. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Hi there. We're here with Andrew Pleasure. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, pleasure.
Pleasure. Okay, great. Andrew, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a first-year master's student here at the School of Music, and I just finished my undergrad at Calvin College in Grand Rapids across the state. So, and I play cello.
How have you liked Ann Arbor so far?
It's been really nice. The city seems really beautiful, actually. I love the trees and stuff, and I haven't been able to do that much yet. I've just been in here 2 weeks.
Yeah. So you'll get used to it. So, when did you begin playing the cello?
I started in 4th grade, just in the elementary school orchestra, and I didn't start taking lessons until high school, but then I ended up majoring in cello in my undergrad, and now I'm really studying cello a lot. So.
And is your family a musical family?
Yeah, my mom plays piano and violin, and she teaches viola lessons and violin and piano. And my 2 older sisters both played violin and viola. And so then it was kind of expected that I would be in orchestra, not necessarily do it really intensely, but I just kind of expected to be in it. So I had to choose an instrument on Choose Your Instrument Day in 4th grade. And I wanted to be different from my sisters, so I ended up choosing cello, kind of on a whim. It wasn't anything dramatic. I didn't have a moment listening to cello or anything, but
you realize this is your destiny. Yeah. So your family was a huge influence on you. What were other biggest influences on you as an artist?
Well, my main teachers in high school, Alicia Sawyers, and at Kelvin it was Karen Crummell. They really had a big influence on me, both just becoming a better cellist and learning to love music and just having a friendly attitude about music and making it a community thing. So they definitely had a big influence on me. Also, I guess I would say all the big cellists of the last 100 years.
Yeah.
I've watched lots of videos on them on YouTube, Rostropovich and Yo-Yo Ma and Jacqueline Dupre, many others.
So if you hadn't chosen to pursue music, what do you think your career path would be?
Well, I actually double majored in biology and music at Kelvin, so I would probably be a biologist doing research of some kind. I did a little bit of medical research during summers, so it would probably be something in that field.
But it would still be musical. You'd be
well, yeah,
teaching lad routes to dance or something.
Well, I don't know about that, but
right back. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andrew. That was really a compelling and dynamic piece. What is that called?
That's Zoltan Koldai's Sonata for Solo Cello. It was just a little portion of the first movement of it.
And if people would like to listen to the rest of that, then they can come to the string department's student showcase on Tuesday at 3 in Brighton Hall. Thank you so much, Andrew. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Now let's look into what's happening in music this week. Lady Gaga leaked the name and release date of her highly anticipated upcoming album, Joanne. It is set to come out on October 21st. Joanne is the name of Gaga's aunt, as well as her middle name. The album will feature musicians such as Josh Homme and Father John Misty. This will be the first pop album for the artist since the 2013 Art Pop, which featured singles like Applause and Do What You Want. For all you hip-hop heads out there, Mac Miller just released another treat. The rapper's new album is titled The Divine Feminine and comes less than a year after the release of his third album, Good AM. It features 10 tracks all centered around the concept of love. This album includes his latest singles, Dang, featuring Anderson .Paak, and a collab with new girlfriend, Ariana Grande, as well as a highly anticipated track with Kendrick Lamar. Be sure to check it out. It comes as no surprise that the Chainsmokers' hit single Closer peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, making this a monumental year for them. But it doesn't stop there. According to Billboard.com, the pair leaked 2 videos on Snapchat and the recording studio collaborating with Coldplay. Fans are excited and anxious to hear more about the details about the collaboration, but knowing these talented musicians, another top hit is bound to be made. Your new favorite band, DNCE, led by singer Joe Jonas, is releasing their self-titled album on November 18th. This band has had a crazy year this year, opening up for Selena Gomez and winning a VMA for Best New Artist. It is safe to say that this band will have many more #1 hits coming their way. The Toronto International Film Festival, which kicked off last week on Thursday and ended today, debuted a lot of impressive films. This year, one film that is receiving a lot of attention from critics is Moonlight, a film written and directed by Barry Jenkins. The movie, starring Trevante Rhodes, follows the life and struggles of a gay black man growing up in Miami. So far, it has received positive reviews from numerous critics and currently has a score of 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And back to you, Rebecca.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Ann Arbor Beat. Make sure to catch us every week with new artists and new events.